Well, we are live today. We are live. Trying to get organized here. Thank you for coming in. Man, I got too big of a mess in my world. I do. Thank you for being here. My camera's kind of crooked too. We hope everybody's doing great and wonderful today. We do indeed. Oh my goodness. Tell you what. Man. All right, I think I'm getting organized now. Got interrupted by phone calls. I hate it. You know, you go to the doctor, pay them a bunch of money, or you're working with the doctor, and then all of a sudden they call you and say, we want you to do a survey. Well, I don't want to do a survey. Let's see, we got soccer time in the house. You can call me the leader of the pack. The leader of the pack, PAC. How are you? Thank you for the thumbs up. What's your name? Thank you for being here. So, try not to offend anybody, but I tried to look at the big screen to make it easier for me to read comments. So, soccer time, I'm assuming that you like to play soccer. So, congratulations on that. Your name is Leo, and you play soccer, right? Are you on a junior high or high school team? Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way, everybody. We appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's a beautiful day where I live. There's 1,900 people watching. So don't be scared in the background. You guys are welcome to come forward. I don't bite. I won't scare you. I won't embarrass you. In this channel, we treat everybody with respect. So don't be shy. Drop a quick hi. Tell us who you are, maybe where you live, what's going on in your world. You're in middle school. All right. Well, are you studying? Are you keeping your grades up? Is what I hope you're doing. Beautiful day where we're at 7:14. It's about 82 degrees out, but we're inside, as you can see, today. Getting some things done in and around the office. Thank you all for the thumbs up. We've been busy today. We're going to be busy all week. Next week, the week after next, I don't know. I hate the winter. I hope you guys all hate the winter. Funny, you like that? Well, you got to be humorous. You know, life is too short. I try really hard not to stress over things and just try to enjoy life. So, a lot of people giving us a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Shout out to all of us. Your sister says hi. Very nice. To your sister, we say hello. And we hope that she and you are doing well. I'm looking out my window watching somebody walk by with their doggie. Well, there they go. They're gone. They always walk by this time of night with their doggies. So, are you and your sister doing good in school? Is the number one question I have for you. I hope you're doing good in school. You better be doing good in school. School, when you're a young person, school is your number one job. It should be your only job. Right? She's in the 6th grade. Nice. Okay. Ortiz in the house. Hello, Ortiz. Dragon's in the house. Good to see you. Thank you all for saying hello to each other. So you guys all call out each other and say hello to one another. It's only polite. You're in the 7th grade. I was in the 7th grade once. I was indeed. I remember it very fondly. Did not play soccer. I played football. So soccer's not really a thing back when I was a kid, as popular as it is now. So Dragon King, good to see you guys all. Thank you for the thumbs up. A whole bunch of people watching. Come out of the background. Don't be shy. Galactic Gaming's in the house. Drop a like, everybody. How's everyone doing? Oh, Dave. It's good to see you, buddy. How are you, man? Man, it's crazy around here. You made the state test. Good. 7th grade and 4th grade, right, in America? Nice. Galactic, how's things going in your part of the world? I'm sure you're well adjusted from your big trip by now, right? Back home, well adjusted, getting through everything. So I'm just in the office working on a bunch of stuff tonight. Busy. We got doctor's appointments and vet appointments, and my wife, her birthday's coming up in the spring, right? So we're looking at venues to hold her 40th birthday party. So tomorrow we got to go and look at a couple of venues and see if they're worth the money that you got to pay. But she wants to rent a venue for her birthday. Yeah, it got hot here. It's been in the 90s the last couple of days. It's going pretty good. Just a lot of doctor stuff over the winter coming up. Got to change out the pacemaker, all of that stuff. But there's a lot of other things I got to do to get prepared for all of that. So a lot going on. And then, of course, for us, GT3, you again. That's right. Good to see you, GT3. For us, there's always a lot of events and parties that we go to, through September, October, November, December, January, February, March, and April, which drive me crazy. But I told my wife today, I said, we got to get organized. Jordan's in the house. Love your work. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up, all the hearts, the like, subscribe, share, and sharing our channel out with all of your friends. Begging them to subscribe to the channel is always good. Do I know when it's your birthday? I do. I know exactly when it's your birthday. It's the same day that you were born on many years ago. Kanisha's good in the house. Good to see you. How are you doing? Don't be offended. I'm trying to read the chat looking down and over here versus looking directly at the phone. So if you see me do that, don't be offended. We got a lot of parties. I am not feeling good. You're not feeling good, Kanisha? Are you having the flu or tired or what's going on? It's October the 2nd, right around the corner. Yeah, this is September, right? Yep. Yeah, we have a big party that we have to go to, I think on October the 4th ourselves. While we're at that party that I don't want to go to, I will make sure and think of you, GT3. What's your fish name? I don't know. I don't know what the fish in the fish tank. I don't know what their name or is. I really don't. It's my wife's fish tank, so I just kind of let her do her thing, and I don't know. I guess if you want to name them, you can. It's okay with me. But what she calls them, I truly don't know. Yeah, you're not feeling good? All right. Well, everybody tell Nisha that you want her to feel better. No, GT3, no, my dog is asleep, so I'm going to leave her asleep. She has to go to the vet this week. So I'm trying to get her to rest and stay calm this week. So, but we did see some new wiener dog. My dog died about 6 months ago. We have 2 of them, right? And my black and tan one, Daisy, the one that was, passed away. And I'd really like to get another female long-haired wiener dog, but, we saw some puppies today, but Mathematics says, don't let anybody bring you down. If someone claims you can't accomplish anything, remind yourself that emerge victorious in a race to the egg. So, he's got a valid point here. I tell people, and I preach and tell people all the time, don't give people power over you. And Rob knows, my good friend Galactic Gaming knows this because he's a wise man. The key is not to let other people control you. Don't give them the power. I was telling somebody this weekend about this. They were upset about something, and I told them, I said, well, you're upset, and I get it. But you shouldn't be upset because you're giving away too much power to that person that you think is doing wrong. Don't give them that power. Why would we give power to somebody? Don't do it. Keep your power. Am I busy tomorrow? Yes. Tomorrow's Tuesday in my part of the world. I got to go look at a venue to host a party at. And then I'm thinking about going fishing. And I got a few other things to do during the day. I need to go to Walmart. So yeah, I think tomorrow's a pretty busy day. I may do a live stream in the evening if I go fishing. So if I buy some worms and crickets, maybe I'll go fishing tomorrow. So, but I don't know. But never give people power. When you let somebody mentally affect you, then you're giving them power over you. And that's not something you should do. All right? The best that never was. That's me. Is that me or you, buddy? The best that never was. Famous Dave, yeah. Well, there is a restaurant called Famous Dave's. Or there used to be. I don't know if it's still a chain or not. There used to be a chain of barbecue places called Famous Dave's. They had a big bear outside. I didn't like their food. I thought it was stinky food. But why I brought that up, my John B, is I got recognized over the weekend. You know what happens, to be honest. But I had a gentleman come up to me. Look, for one, it kind of. So I can't give you a lot of details about what I was doing because what I was doing is top secret. But while I was at this place with a lot of people and I was dealing with a certain individual, another individual kind of came over and got into the space of that individual and me talking and discussing things, you know what I mean? And I'm very leery, of that. I don't like people intervening. And so I kind of shut up for a second and kind of looked at the guy and he's like, hey, I think I know you. And I'm like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, you're all over the internet, right? Aren't you, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah, actually, that is me. So once again, being famous has worked out. If you're not busy tomorrow, you can please meet me at the park at 12. All right, I'll try to do that. I'll try to be there at 3, man. At Leon's school, all right, I'll try to be there. I don't think I'll make it, but if I was close, I would definitely stop by and visit you. I promise that. So Big John, that was the weird thing yesterday. And then, of course, the guy I was talking to, trying to conduct business, was like, wow, so you're famous? And I'm like, no, I'm not famous. Because the guy that interrupted us, like, man, you're famous. You're all over the internet. I know you. I watch your stuff and blah, blah, blah. I remember when you talked about this and you did that. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I did, So it's just kind of weird. So that's why I threw that out there today. But how is the land of coldness? Are you guys enjoying up north, John? But a lot going on. Winter's coming on. We got parties after parties this weekend. I have to go to, not this weekend? I don't know. I can't remember. I got so many places. You're kind of bored by what? My wife made me go watch the Dragon Slayer. No. the Demon Slayer movie over the weekend. My wife made me go watch that. And then we had dinner out. Our wedding anniversary is next weekend, Big John. 80 degrees, yeah, it was 92 degrees, 94 degrees today. It was hot here. Party hardy, man. You know how it is. Fall season just made a nice beef and mustard sandwich. Ooh, I like that. I really do like mustard on sandwiches. I'm a big mustard fan. Thank you. Yep, we got an anniversary coming up this weekend. We do. 11 years. 11-year anniversary. I still don't know where I'm taking her to dinner, but I'll figure it out hopefully tomorrow. I need to Google it and figure it out. So, yeah, 11 years going out to dinner. And of course, you know, I like to torture my wife by playing it down, going, well, you know, acting like I don't remember what it is or what it is or any of that. John, you ordered new glasses today? Nice, nice. Where did you order them from? These came from LensCrafters. I hate ordering glasses. They cost too much money. Kanisha says, I have a headache. Oh, that's not good. Are you taking anything for your headache? I think, here's my tip about headaches. Don't over-medicate, okay? Don't over-medicate. Get into a calm place like your room. Turn the lights down low. Don't read. Don't watch a lot of TV. Just kind of relax your eyes. Relax your mind. I like to use a wet washcloth and rub my head, in the back of my neck, and my forehead. And that helps me to get rid of headaches. You passed the eye exam without studying the test? That's good, man. Drinks a lot of water, hydration, yep. So I think that's a great tip too. And but I get headaches a lot myself. So I'm with you, I get it. So that's the best thing you can do. If you have a fever, even if you have a very slight fever, the wet cloth kind of helps with that. So those are my big headache tips. You know, I got all kinds of tests scheduled, medical tests myself scheduled, guys. I feel like I'm getting old. I told my wife today when we were coming back from one of the doctor visits, I'm like, man, I don't understand why my body feels so old, but yet my mind feels like it's so young. It's not fair when you have a young, exciting mind and your body is like, no, you're not. So, you know, kind of a bummer. But we are having a wedding anniversary dinner this weekend. And then we got a party coming up, October something or another. We're going to dress up. It's at somebody's birthday party. I don't know. So I got to dress up for that. So maybe we'll take pictures. You need an oil change? I do need an oil change. I'm actually worried, John, and you know a lot about medical and health. I actually, I'm actually allergic to the sun. I'm kind of like a vampire. So I have a vitamin D condition. I'm allergic, it's called porphyria. I'm actually allergic to the sun, believe it or not. And partly being allergic to the sun is what caused me to wind up in a coma years ago. So now we don't know how long it took to get to the coma stage, being allergic to the sun. We don't know if it took 5 years or 40 years. You know what I mean? So we don't know what that time frame is that's going to leak. So what I'm saying, John, and everybody else you can relate, is I've started to go back down my bad health road. It's starting. So, but now I know what those warning signs are, right? I know when they're porphyria. The porphyria went away when I was in the coma because I had 4 different blood transfusions. And so it cleaned out my blood. But now my blood is starting to become contaminated again. Just starting though, we're in the early phases. So we'll have to watch that and be careful of that. But that's all right. We got a lot of procedures going on this next 6 months, 4 months. But we'll just make the best of it. So there's no real worries there. We'll do the best we can with it. Try to get some exercise. You know, I'm down about, how much weight have I lost? Does anybody know how much weight I've lost? I don't know where I put my weight book. I had a book where I wrote it down one time. But anywho, let's see if I can figure it out. Losing some weight has been helpful. There's the Soul Linda. Guess who's in the house? How are you, man? So if I started off, and I'm dizzy, you have to forgive me. I'm a little dizzy today for some reason. Crap. I've been dizzy a lot lately, and what I wonder about my dizziness is shit. We're down 70 pounds. How's that? 70 pounds. Soul Linda, everybody said hello to Soul Linda. Hey, there's Bud Priestley. How are you, man? We are good. You guys don't be offended. I'm going to try to read over here. Camera's here, so please don't be offended. I got you up on the big screen, so it's easier for us blind people to see. So maybe I can do that. Soul Linda, how are you? Good to see you. Bud, it's really good to see you. It's been a long time. How are things in Tennessee, right? Yeah, wonderful year so far. Busy. John saying hello to you, Bud. John saying hello to you. I missed you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Linda. We missed you guys too. I hope all is really, truly well. Hope your school and college and girlfriend and dad and everybody's doing good. There's the professors in the house. John, are the best news that ever was. The best that never was. That's me, by the way. Ron, man, see, my eyes are blurry. The professor saying hello to you, Bud. Good to see you. Good evening, everybody. From Pat. Pat's in the house. How are you, Pat? What's going on with you? Everybody say hello to each other. I like that. It's really good when you guys talk to each other and say hello to each other. So appreciate you guys all doing that. Ronald, doing good, nice. Pat's doing good, he says. Yes, the professor, the man, the myth, the legend, John himself is in the house. You know, so we're doing pretty good, everybody. Bud, it really is good to see you. How are you doing? How are things? So we're doing pretty good. You know, we get kind of busy and crazy over the next few months with all the, you know, being in the Filipino community. Even though we're not in the Philippines, the freaking Burr months are hitting. You can't take the Burr months out of the Filipino community no matter what country they're in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, the Big Bud says. Great to see you all. It's going good here. Just got out of the garden I was sitting outside earlier. Me and my dog Lily was hanging outside until she reminded me that she wanted to eat dinner, so I had to come in and feed her. So that's good. Watching from the frozen great north where it's 80 degrees today, Big John is. Russell saying hello to you. State soccer game, won on Saturday. The score was 4-2. Did you win or did you lose? So I know you had a game, but did you win or lose? Remember to give us a thumbs up, give us a shout out, like our channel, subscribe to our channel. Yes, I'm still e-begging for the $5 million. No, it is not going very well. Somebody asked me the other day, like the gentleman that I ran into, I can't tell you where I ran into him at or what I was doing. I can tell you in a week or so after my wedding anniversary. I can disclose to you where I was, but I can't disclose to you because the wedding anniversary is this Saturday, so it's a top secret where I was. Great to see you, brother. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I guess I know you're having a wonderful time. You wouldn't still, well, you know, Bud, do we really have a choice? You know what I mean? We can either be miserable, right? We can either just be miserable, or all of us, you know, older gentlemen, unlike Soul Linda, who's healthy as a horse and young and all the other young people that come in here. But do we really have a choice in the matter? I find, Pat says, good to see everybody. Semifinal score 3-1, double overtime, and we won. Nice. Everybody say congratulations to Soul Linder. I find we kind of have and it's hard, bud. I'll tell everybody. You know, when you have health issues and you're kind of old and beat up, right? You have a choice. You can be miserable and piss and moan, which we all have a tendency to do. Or we can kind of just suck it up and try to be better, try to be happy. And one thing I've learned over the years is if you pretend you're happy, if you laugh, you smile, you try to be engaged, then sometimes that makes you happy. Archie's in the house. Good to see you. Thumbs up to you. Appreciate that. All the way from the Philippines. If you guys haven't subscribed to one another, please do that. Archie has a YouTube channel. They're south. So you guys please subscribe to each other. Don't forget to subscribe to me, but Archie channel, good channel, over 6,000. I need to turn you blue if you don't mind. I'll turn you blue real quick. Let me find you again. Let me get squared away where I'm supposed to be. Here we go. Here we are. All right. So Archie's channel is a good channel. You guys subscribe to each other. Soul Linder has a good channel. He's growing his. So you guys give him a shout out. Everybody go to each other. There we go. Let me get you into a blue setting. Remember, on my channel, you do not have to ask permission to drop your link. You're welcome to do it without asking permission. All right? Let me get back here to where I can read the chat. Sorry. Soul says he subscribed to you. Appreciate that. I've got the foot surgery soon. Nice. I got the heart surgery soon coming up, but I hope your foot's doing good. I'm reheating my rotisserie chickens, rice, tomatoes, and lettuce with sour cream. Wow, but it sounds really good. Really good. You know, I need to do that to Bud too. Yeah, absolutely, Archie. You know, we got to support each other. So I know you're a bigger channel than mine. Whoop, crap. I screwed something up on my computer screen. So welcome in. Thank you for being here, though, Archie. So, you know, Bud, what's interesting is rotisserie chickens, do we think they're healthy or not? Here's the debate about it. I saw something on the internet today. Are rotisserie chickens good for you? I didn't get deep into this topic, whether it was the fact that the chicken was not good because American chickens are doped up with drugs and hormones, right? Or if it was the rotisserie process that Walmart, Sam's Clubs, Costco's does. I don't know. Anybody got any thoughts on rotisserie chickens? Let me know what you guys think of that. So you twisted the ankle. You twisted your ankle. Yeah, you got to be careful of that, man. If you're going to, you know. Pat says, yeah, you get a good question. Archie, professor's subscribing to you, saying whoop whoop. He's a good follower, a good supporter. Got mad respect for the professor. He's smart. He's handsome like me. You know, he dresses outstanding like me. He's a styling and a profiling young man hanging out in the Philippines with all the women. So, man, a little dizzy today. So I was going to say, I don't know if I'm getting dizzy because, you know, something's wrong with me or because I'm not eating as much food. I don't know what the deal is. Welcome in to everybody. Trying to grow the channels, make money. So I think I'm going to start a GoFundMe page for myself. Or is that what it is? Called GoFundMe? So I can get my $5 million donation on my house. I've come up with a new strategy for my house, if you guys haven't heard it. Yes, the only thing I e-beg for is $5 million USD, by the way. So that I can buy my wife a $2.5 million house, put the other $2.5 million in investments to pay the carrying cost of the house. But I've come up with a new thing. Whoever gives me the $5 million, after Lorelai and I get done with the house, meaning we're dead since we don't have any children, they will get the house back, right? So in 25, 30 years, they'll get a $2.5 million piece of property that we paid for now. That's probably going to be worth 10 to 15 million. It's a good deal for whoever wants to give me the 5 million. Long-term investments, guys. Bud says, I'm not first about the rotisserie chickens, but I have chickens out in my field. There you go, man. But both of them are delicious. I've got some chickens that sell for, holy shit and butt farts, no doubt. You got chickens that sell for that, what? $1,000 to $10,000, man, I would not give that for, wow. Holy crap. Really? I didn't know that. Wow, see, we learned something. Completely black, beak to the meat. Wow. In some country, wow. Can I grow them and sell them to some countries? Who buys them? How expensive or hard is it to raise those chickens? Maybe that'll get me to my destination. Wow, but that's pretty cool, man. I'm going to have to Google those and see what they look like. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I love rotisserie chicken. I do. I do worry about eating chicken in America, even though we do. I mean, it's really sad, right? I need to do a video, but I did it the other day. I just forgot to video it. You know, we eat dark meat in this house. We don't like chicken breast. We don't like it. We like the dark meat. So we buy this big 5-pound bag or 10-pound bag of chicken thighs, right, or quarters. And I measured the other day, brought it home. I drained all the water. I trimmed off all the extra fat, right, because it comes with a lot of fat. And we got it down like a 10-pound bag, now weighed like 4 pounds. I need to do a video of it. I'm going to Google that. Let me write that down. I got to make a note. Have you ever eaten one of those, Bud, by the way? Have you tried eating one of your chickens? I know I don't know what she is. I have a family member who raises those fancy chickens with the little feathers on the feet. You know, those real fancy chickens, and she lives with them. But my wife wants to raise chickens, but we live in a city, and plus the poop, you know. Sub to you, Bud. Appreciate that. Bud, are you doing a YouTube channel? Are you trying to grow your channel or anything? Let me go check your channel out. Make sure I'm not screwing you over. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Bud, because I didn't realize you were doing a channel, to be honest. I'm going to turn you blue so that you can drop your link to your YouTube channel. Soul Linder, thank you for reminding me of doing that for Bud. Yeah, I wouldn't eat one either. If I could sell it for $1,000, there's no way I would eat it. Man, are you crazy? All right, gonna make it. But anyway, you're blue now, or you should become blue, I think. Evans in the house. Do you know how to de-work? I have no clue what that means. So apparently I do not know how to do it because I do not know what it means. But yeah, I think I turned you into blue. So if you ever want to drop your link, you're welcome to, Bud. But where are we going? Chickens, yeah. I should learn what it is. There you go. Should learn. De-work. I'll have to Google what it is later on. Or you can just tell me what it is. Soul Linder says, I'm 30 subs away from 600. All of you guys go and help Soul Linder. If you haven't subscribed to my friend Soul Linder, I would appreciate you doing that. Are you talking about Evan? Are you talking about twerking? where the girls are shaking their butts. One, I wouldn't do that because nobody wants to see my ass. Two, the honest thing is I don't like twerking. It's not my thing. I don't like girls doing it, to be honest. I don't find twerking, if that's what you're asking, to be a sexy dance. I don't find it attractive. It's not something I go, oh, that's cool. It's just not. So, you know, if you're talking about twerking, it's just not my thing. They are black as coal, but the feathers have green. Oh, that's cool. So they're, yeah, it's kind of like blackbirds. You know, if you look at a blackbird, you know, if you look at those closely in the right sunlight, they got a greenish, or what do we call that ink? Indigo. Indigo ink. It has kind of that sheen to it too. That's really cool, man. I'm going to be checking that out. I hope to be doing streaming soon. Yeah, if you want to grow your channels, one of the best way is to live stream. And look, if anybody ever wants to do a joint live stream, you know, I talked to Pat. Pat's channel's growing. If anybody ever wants to do a live stream together, let me know and I can send you a link and we can invite you up and you can be in a dual panel situation right here on this type. Not using StreamYard, but just like this. If anybody ever wants to do that, let me know. I know Solinder did it once a while back, so, you know. Okay, de-working is not twerking, is a totally different type of dance. All right, that's good. Solinder did it with me. Now, he was new to YouTubing, and he's probably way more polished now, but practice makes perfect, right? So, let me see if I can Google this dance, because no, I don't know what it is. But twerking's not my thing. I don't know if you guys are into twerking. Well, it's the male version. It says right here on the internet, it's the male version of twerking. So the twerking is by the girls, and apparently de-working is for the dudes, I guess. I don't think it would be probably my thing. It also shows up on the gay pride thing as a TikTok trend for gay people, I guess. They really like doing it. Not gonna be my thing. Sorry, no offense to anybody, but I don't think it's going to be that. You know what I mean? Not gonna be my thing. Yeah, Pat, we will do that. We will. We need to just coordinate it. Maybe later this week. Let me see how the schedule is going this week. So maybe we can do it this week or this weekend or something, bud. Bud says, I'll check you out, Solinder. You know, appreciate you. We all got to support each other, by the way. Give support any way you can. It's good for everybody. But, yeah, I don't think I'll be doing the twerking dance thing. Not my cup of tea. Now, I could see Big John, if John is still here, you know, the best that never was, our good friend John, I could see him getting into that dance, you know, maybe, but definitely not me. I'm old. The only dancing I do is slow dancing when my wife makes me. You know, that's what I do, guys. We did go watch, for you young people, you might know this movie. We had to go, my wife made me go watch the Demon Slayer movie that's out in America. Man, I am so glad that I slept through that. So, Mike is in the house, and hello, good to see you, Mike. Mike, how are you? Good to see you. Mike and Venus, everybody say hello. Pat, Philip Dream, sure. Yeah, we'll touch base if you want to, Pat. Do I know what edging is? I do. I'm very good at it, but right now, currently, I pay somebody to do it for me. Like, done, and share. Thank you for that, you know. Oh, man. What's up from Stucker? How's it going? Good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Solinder done. Whoop whoop. I cannot watch scary movies. Well, it was a cartoon or a Japanese anime. It wasn't. I love scary movies. We went and saw Conjuring: The Last Rites the weekend before, but this was a Japanese anime movie. I hated it, but I'm an old fat white guy, so I wind up taking a nap during the movie Demon Slayer, I think it was called, or Dragon Slayer. I don't know. I think it was Demon Slayer. But I don't like it because, with PTSD and being old, it has too much chaoticness coming at you on the screen. You know what I mean? It's just too much of this, and I don't like it. So she enjoyed it. I took a sleep. Yes, I know what edging is. Yes, I do. I do it very well, but I pay somebody to do it now. All right, yeah, Pat, we'll figure that out. I love scary movies, personally. I like scary movies. I don't like, I guess the older I get, I don't see any logic in slasher movies. Growing up, I loved Friday the 13th and all of those, and trust me, this Halloween, we will have all of those, and I'll watch them. We are having a big Halloween party that everybody is invited to, let me tell you that. Tim is in the house saying hello to everybody. Everybody say hello to Tim. Tim has a great channel himself. So, but I like the scary movies that makes you think or watch. That's more of a psychological thriller or supernatural, not just Jason running around cutting people's heads off with the machete. You did watch The Walking Dead. Hello, everybody. Tim says. I watched The Walking Dead for a season or two, and then to be honest, I got extremely bored. It was very repetitive. And I guess I'm one of these weird old people that get bored really easy. So I found it repetitive and boring. But I get bored really easily, And then I know there's a couple other spin-offs of The Walking Dead. Tim says, hey, bud, how are you, man? So, I mean, it's kind of like, I like crime shows. I've watched Criminal Minds, the reruns, 50 or 60,000 times. And CSI Miami and all of those, they play on the TV a lot. I'm watching a new series right now on Hulu that's called Murder at the Edge of the World. I watched the first episode last night. Yeah, they made 12 seasons of it, Pat. For me, I made it through a couple of seasons and I got kind of burned out. Yeah, The Fear of the Walking Dead and some other ones. I do too. I like movies that make me think. My wife does not. So, the Dragon Slayer cartoon, the Japanese anime that we watched this weekend, I had to sleep through it. Tim, you would not have liked it. It's too chaotic on the screen. It's too noisy. There's too many flashes and colors and things kind of be thrown all over the place. Very chaotic. I didn't like it. But I said, hey, Tim, it's great to see you. Mike says, I like sci-fi too. From the sci-fi genre, I like the horror sci-fi genre. I like that. I will admit, I am a Star Trek fan. I'm not a Star Wars person. I'm a Star Trek. I'm a Trekker. So I like those. I like sci-fi. I do really like the Android sci-fi movies, that are out that you get to watch, like Megan, with that little robotic girl who's a murderer. I really like Megan. That's kind of a sci-fi murdering one. Yeah, I like the Italian Westerns. I do. I watch those, especially the Clint Eastwood ones. I like them. Supernatural was good. First spin-offs. The rest, it sucked. I get you. It's kind of like, how long can you carry on a storyline? It's kind of like, my wife's not here, so I'm going to tell you a secret. My wife's not here. One, we are having a wedding anniversary this weekend. So when next time you guys see Lorelai, tell her happy anniversary for me. But I watch CSI Miami a lot. It plays reruns, right? My wife says, well, why do you keep watching this? You know, you've seen it 500,000 times. I'm like, yeah. And it's the same storylines. Nothing's changed. I'm like, no. But all the women on it are pretty. So, there you go. You got to have pretty women, right? No. Mike, how are things in the Philippines? Pat says, good to see you. I like the sci-fi, but I like the AI, the alien, or not, well, I like the alien movies, but I like the ones with the robots that kill you, or steal the girl's husband, or the little girl, Megan, who runs around murdering people that pissed her off, Monk? You talking about Tony Shalhoub and Monk? Is that the one you mean? Yeah, Clint Eastwood, I agree with you, but there's no question. I think Clint Eastwood is probably I'll tell you, over the years, I think, yeah, I just agree. I'll tell you who I think is a modern day better Clint Eastwood actor is Tom Hardy. Man, I watch everything he does, and it's same thing with Clint. It's kind of weird. When I watch Tom Cruise, everything Tom Cruise does is Tom Cruise doing something. But Clint Eastwood really is part of his role. Tom Hardy is whoever that person he's supposed to be. It's not Tom Hardy, it's that real character. And I think Eastwood does that, if that makes sense. Sitting on the porch having coffee. Nice, Mike says. Good music, big part. Yeah, the music, the Italian Westerns, the music told part of the story because there's not a lot of dialogue in those. And that's what's very cool. You think they rushed it? Yeah, the Supernatural series, yeah. And I never liked the other, I don't know, I'm kind of picky. There was with those girls, witches, I never really got into that one either. John says, autistic PA, make my day, feel lucky. That's right. Do you feel lucky, punk? Yeah, Tom Hardy, Lorelai and I both, because I got to admit, he's the guy that did man, he's been in so many movies, so many TV series too. But there's times of Tom Hardy, I'm watching a show, I'm watching something, man, this is a really good show. And then I figure out the character's Tom Hardy. Like, oh shit, that's Tom Hardy playing that. I didn't know that because he's so good at filling those roles. He's really good. They call it Biscotti Western music in the business. That's right. That's right. Good music. John says, hello to you, Tim. It is. That's one of the things you got to say, even about like Alfred Hitchcock's movies. There may not be a huge dialogue, but between cinematography, music, the lay of this telling of the story, really good. And us old people know this. We go back and we can see and appreciate those movies. To the best, hello to you, hello to you. So I do, I find myself going back and watching those movies and going, man, it's some good storytelling before AI was ever invented, before, they learned how to cut everybody's head off in 30 seconds. You got to appreciate, I think you got to do this. I think you got to appreciate how good those old movies are compared to modern day movies. Because, and I don't think I think the old movies are better because it's like the new movies are nothing but a cheap sheet. You know what I mean? cheap sheet is what it is. It's like it's easy to make a new movie. Jimmy's in the live saying, "Hey, who you calling old? You, buddy. You. Calling you old." But you know what I mean? It's kind of like, gotta throw some eggs on that burrito. Woohoo, sour cream and eggs. Shane, yeah, Shane was good. But you know, Old Yeller, what I mean is, I don't know how to explain it, but they made really good movies back in the day without the technology that we have today. So if they can make really good quality movies with the limited technology that, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not apples to apples. And so I think they did a better job than we do with modern movies, even though I love modern movies, because they didn't have all the resources that are available in today's world, if that makes sense. Yeah, I like the old war movies. I'm a big John Wayne war movie fan, I gotta admit. I like Clint Eastwood, you know, and Kelly's Heroes, and of course the Dirty Dozen, all of those, you know. So The Bridge Over River Kwai is another movie I really like. Yeah, Shane was good. I mean, you know, it just, I saw that. I plan on, thinking of old, but not old. You know, they've taken the new an old Stephen King story, and it's coming out, or it's out now. What's it called? The Walking something? It should be more about storytelling than cutting people's heads off. What's it called? The Walking something? I gotta find it. The Long Walk. The Long Walk. I think it's going to be really good. I know my wife probably won't like it, but I think The Long Walk is going to be really, really good. It's an old Stephen King story they brought to life. And it's going to be more about psychological and talking versus, hey, I'm just going to cut your head off with a machete. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. We may get to go see that. Well, we can't go this coming weekend because it's our wedding anniversary. So I'm a big fan of the old Stephen King movies. They did. So and I guess that's what I mean, Tim, is, you know, in the old movies, they actually had to do special effects. It wasn't a computer-generated special effect. So they had to use their brain power, I think, more about how to use limited knowledge that they had compared to what we have on how to figure out how to do these special effects. And I think that's just really cool, personally. But I'm a big fan of all the Stephen King movies. I think I've told you guys, Jimmy loves the war movies. So Jimmy, what's your favorite war movie? I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. I love his movies. Django is one of the best movies, I think, out there. Yeah, Tim, we were on our second date this weekend. Now, I got it, yeah. You know, you guys all know the story. My wife, you know, told me one day, said, hey, we've been married almost 11 years, right? But she wakes up one day and says, you know, we've never been out on a first date. And I'm like, what? She's like, you never asked me out on a date. And I'm like, what? I flew 7,000 miles, spent a month in the Philippines. We traveled all over. We ate everywhere. We stayed in a beautiful resort. And that wasn't a date. So we did go out on a first date to watch the movie The Conjuring. This weekend we had to go watch The Demon Slayer, the Japanese anime movie, which I guess, if you look at it, is probably normal, right? So our first date, we went and watched The Conjuring, a movie I like. Lorelai hated it. The second date, I had to go watch a movie she wanted to see that I hated. So there you go. Is that The sign or those indicators of a good, lasting relationship. She goes to one she doesn't want to see, and I have to do the same. And now this weekend we have a 11-year wedding anniversary, but yet we've never been dating. Jimmy says, I have so many. Thin Red Line, Enemy at the Gates, Platoon. Mike likes that. Greyhound. Greyhound, is that a movie? Christine's a great movie. Absolutely great movie. Love the car, love the girl, love the character. I mean, it's a great movie, I agree. Pat likes everything we're doing, laughing, having a good time. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. So my glasses irritated me today. So yeah, so answer that question. How do you go from date 1 to date 2 to 11-year wedding anniversary? Don't want to see the honeymoon? Well, it's already we made a video. It's on our YouTube channel. And all you got to do is pay the $5 million membership fee, and you get to see a video of the honeymoon. Oh my goodness. Christine, yeah, all of Stephen King's movies were good stuff. You know, really was. One of my favorite all-time TV series was Quantum Leap. And why I bring that up is because in one of the Quantum Leaps, Stephen King, as a little boy, is in the show. You know, because you know the Quantum Leap worked, right? He was setting once what was wrong right. And Buddy Holly was in one of the episodes about, you know, little piggy, woo-hoo, little piggy. And he said, why don't you say little Susie, you know? And Stephen King was in one of them as a little boy, a young writer, you know, so. Quantum Leap was great. Love Quantum Leap, like the reruns. Big John says, I like sports. You like? The only sport, well, I love sports. The problem is I'm old, I'm fat, my body is broken down, I'm more, you know, I keep every day dreaming, wishing I could get back into weightlifting. How do I wish I could go and do physical, you know what I mean? But it's just not reality. I often think, man, I ought to get back into martial arts or boxing, but 2 days of it, I wind up dying. Little Buddy Holly songs and the rest of them that was made during the same era. Yeah, I agree. I don't really listen to any music past, you know, I don't listen to modern music. Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be a child. Daddy, tell me, man, I saw him on the news. I mean, he's really up there looking rough. I know he's also going blind. Just do honeymoon. I know. Well, that's what was my thought. You know, I flew 7,000 miles. What kind of more of a date could you want? You know, I wouldn't pick you up. I mean, you know, so do the honeymoon and get it over with. Well, we're going to go out for dinner this weekend. So I know she was hoping to do a big fancy trip or something, but it's not in the budget. So maybe a nice fancy restaurant. I'll probably have to take a bath and maybe wear pants and a clean shirt, but you know. So. John says, I live close to Fargo, North Dakota, where Buddy Holly's plane crashed. Wow. Who was in the plane? Him, Big Bopper, and the Big Bopper, Buddy Holly, Jimmy Valance, and the Lambanga guy, or Lambama guy, that Ricky something, right? 4 of them, right? Don't forget the Aquavelva. Oh, I had a problem that I got to be careful because my wife's a nosy person. But I was in a particular place conducting a particular business the other day that she doesn't know about. And that's where I got recognized. You know, I was telling a story about why I'm famous now. The guy came up and said, hey man, you're famous. I know you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, oh shit, what did I do now? You know, because I forget I'm on the internet a lot. So sometimes when people come up and say, hey, I know you, I kind of go, oh, crap. You know, but this particular place had a cologne and perfume station right as you walk through the door. And when I got home, I smelled like a French whore, even though I don't know what one of those smell like. So I had to come home and get cleaned up because I knew if my wife came home and I smelled like perfume or cologne, I would catch all hell for it. So I had to come home, clean up, get rid of the clothes, so she wouldn't think I was around somebody with perfume. Crazy. Richie Valens, that's what it was. Bruce Willis is going down quick. Yeah, I don't think he will be alive. Ronald says Archie is alive. $10 Million Man. Wasn't that? Or is that the $1 Million Man? Yeah, it's $10 Million Man now. Richie Valens, was he the La Bomba guy? La Bomba, what was that song? La Bomba. Was that Richie Valens? Yeah. Archie could use some help. I'm the only one here. Yeah, Archie could use some help. Archie went live. All right. Archie's channel went live, I think is what Ronald's saying, right? So, kind of crazy. But yeah, you know, I knew my wife would think, you know. So I came home, took a shower, washed my clothes. I'm like, my God. But this weekend we got to go to dinner, you know. I still haven't figured out the restaurant yet. But sadly, you know, I'm really upset about something. Here's something I don't understand. I don't understand this. I'm really confused in society today. I'm confused because, look, there's a lot of places that won't take cash anymore, right? We go to a lot of places around here where they won't accept cash to pay for something. And then we go to places where if you use a card, they charge you the fee, the 3.5% that the Visa company would charge them. So they charge you an extra 3.5% to use your card. But yet they don't take cash. And I'm just like, this is really shitty. So you're not going to take my cash, and if I use my card, then you're going to charge me more money. I don't understand it. Because that's what happened to us today for lunch. Steve Austin, that's what it was. Steve Austin, that was his name. And who was the girl? Who was the girl? Jamie something? Mike says, I don't know Archie's channel. He's up in the, Mike, he's up there. Sir Gregory's in the house up there. What's it? It's up there in my chat, Mike. It's up there. You just got to scroll back up. Do a flash mob at Archie's. There you go. I have Archie pulled up somewhere. Ronald's dropping his link. I thought Steve Austin is Stone Cold. Might be. I don't know, man. Steve Austin, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember who the girl was. The $1 Million girl. What? You were in El Paso for basic training when a famous Mexican lady had a concert. Her fan club shot her and killed her. Why in the hell would they do that, John? U.S. currency is supposed to be good for public and private. I agree. But there's places that won't take cash. And then they want to charge you 3.5% to use your damn card. But they don't take checks either. It's just wrong. Because I think what they're doing is they're lying to us. Because I know this, if you take credit cards and if you do enough business, the credit card companies does not charge the business the 3.5% or the 2%. They don't do it. I know this for a fact. But these stupid places are charging us for the credit card, and they're not being charged. They're ripping us, and I got mad today, and I'm like, we're not ever coming here again because you won't take cash. And I know your restaurant is so busy every freaking day, you're killing it. So Visa, Discover are not charging you. Crazy, right? Pat says I used to watch wrestling. Wrestling's, I don't watch it anymore. Random expat, good to see you. How are you, man? Thank you for coming in. It's like the gas station charging you extra, you use the ATM. Yeah, it's just freaking crazy, man. It pissed me off today because I had to pay 3.5% extra. And this place is so damn busy. I know for sure that they're not being charged that. I know it. She was stealing money from her. Yeah, that was Selena. Selena got shot and killed by her manager. Oh, all right. And then didn't one of them get killed by a stalker? I thought one of the Spanish singers got killed by a stalker or something. It is extortion, and that's why we'd never go back to that restaurant. I got to be better, I decided today, because it irritated me, figuring out who takes cash and who charges at 3.5. And I'm going to quit doing business with restaurants and places that charge me an extra 3.5. And what's really going to piss me off is I got to take my dog Lily to the vet Friday. She's got a fatty mass that needs to come off. My vet's going to charge me 3.5 to use my damn credit card or my bank card. So I don't know how much it's going to be. So I got to go by the bank and I'm going to take out cash because at least he'll take cash. Just freaking crazy, John. True, organized crime at the finest, man. So I'm really irritated about that today. And the food sucked. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to. And then, but we went out, Lorelai makes me, take her out a lot. After the movie, we went and saw that Dragon Demon Slayer movie. The Japanese anime that's really popular in America, apparently. Which I have nothing against Japanese anime. I just didn't realize it was so freaking popular in America. Because they had like 7 theaters fully booked over the weekend for Demon Slayer movie. Had no clue. Luckily, I slept through it. Even the group, love your locks. Thank you, appreciate that. Professor's dropping the link there. So, irritating, right? Irritating. And after the movie, Lorelai wanted to go eat because, I don't understand why our wives want us to feed them. I never get that. I don't understand that. But I took her to go eat at this place and, luckily they took cash and they didn't charge extra on the credit card. But they also didn't have any food. Their menu was real small. It's one of those restaurants that has like 4 proteins. Chicken, shrimp, cod, and catfish. And their whole menu is based around that. You can get, like a taco or a salad or a po' boy or this, that's it. They got 4 proteins. Well, they were out of chicken. They were out of cod. I don't really care for catfish. And they had shrimp. And so Lorelai got the shrimp tacos. And so I wind up eating a piece of cheesecake for my meal. But here's what I'm going to say. It's called the Kraken in Springdale, Arkansas. I ordered the cheesecake. When the bill came, I went to pay. And I realized the guy didn't charge us for the cheesecakes. I went up to him and said, hey, man, you didn't charge us for the cheesecake. He's like, no. It's free. And I said, no, look, man, I ate the cheesecake, so I should pay you for the cheesecake. He's like, I know, but it's all right. We're out of so many things, it's all right. I'm like, are you sure, So at least I offered to pay him. Explain 672U. Well, you got to give me more information than that. What do you mean explain 67? The number 67? 6 minutes to 7? What are you talking about? 6, 7, 8? What are you talking about? 13? What are you talking about? I heard some people say the managers that killed Selena needs death row for the murder. Well, I'm one of these people that I don't have a problem with the death penalty. I think if you commit aggravated murder, and what I'm going to mean is, if you intentionally kill somebody, even if it's just like jealous rage, I don't know. But I know there's variation. Like, like the guy that killed, what's his face the other day. He'll get the death penalty. I mean, are you killing somebody due to your emotions that you can't control? Or are you premeditating, going to buy the gun, getting on the building and doing the murder? So those people that premeditate definitely should go for the death penalty. The number even says, okay, 6 is after 5, 6 is before 7, 7 is before 8, and 7 is after 6. Mike and Venus, the professor, is here. Mike and Venus is here. Yes, they are. There's a thing that people are saying. I don't understand it. They are saying 67. I don't know. I've never heard that. Who is saying that even? I mean, kids, young people, somebody on the channel. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. All your friends. Well, why don't you ask your friends? I mean, not to be insensitive, but here's what a smart person does. Smart person goes up and says, if somebody says 6'7", and you don't know what it means, just stop and say, hey, what do you mean by 6'7"? If somebody comes up and says, hey, I want to tape that, well, ask him, well, what do you mean by that if you don't know what it is? It's just, if you don't know what a bow tie is and somebody's talking about a bow tie, then ask them what a bow tie is. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with not knowing, but there is something wrong with not asking. You should always ask questions to things you don't know. You can also Google it. And the president says it a lot. I think you might be misinterpreting something people are saying. I've never heard anything about 6'7". I've never. Maybe you're misinterpreting what somebody's saying. Saying that number is some type of slang for teenagers. Okay. I guess I could try to Google it. I don't really know. Never heard it. I know people used to drop their area code like it's something more, man, I live in the 429, Okay, I'm happy for you. Whatever. Oh, all right. I'll tell you what the internet says if you want. The slang term 6'7", pronounced 6'7", has become popular among Gen Alpha and Gen Z, particularly on platforms like TikTok. It originates from the song Doot Doot 6'7", never heard it, released on December the 1st, 2024. While it's often used in memes and jokes, the term itself is considered playful, nonsensical, with no meaning attached to it. It can mean anything. I hope that helps. Where are you guys? We're here, Ronald. I heard if you call someone daddy, it means you have a younger male partner. I don't know that one. I'm not playing the song. I have no interest in it. My wife calls me daddy, that's right. Daddy, 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 daddy. As long as she doesn't call you grandpa, I guess is the key. I can't and I won't. Songs are copyrighted, so I won't play it. Sorry. But just Google it yourself. You obviously have the internet because you're on the phone or you're on the internet, so you can Google it yourself. So yeah, we went and saw that movie this weekend. We're not going to go see a movie this weekend, and we're just going to go out to a big fancy dinner. And to celebrate our 11th wedding anniversary. We are. And then we got a big party in October coming up, and then we have a Halloween party coming up, and for all of you folks. And don't call me late for dinner. That's right. Don't call me late for dinner. Just call me for dinner. We got to eat better in our house. Tim says got to go to the gym. Good to see you, Tim. Take care. Be safe in the gym. Jess says, hello, purple shot guy, purple shirt. I think today's shirt is kind of blue. What do you guys think? I think it's kind of blue, you see? I think it's more of a blue thing. What do you guys think? But thank you for being here, Jess. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody, by the way. What is Google? I don't know. You're going to have to Google it to find out what Google is. I guess, John, I guess Ronald wants you to abandon this live stream and go over to the other live stream. I think that's what he's asking you. Nope, definitely purple. All right. To me, it's pretty. I like it. It's nice to wear. So, Random X said, Evan is either really old or really young. Really young. Really young. Random, for some reason, we get a lot of young people on this channel, maybe because I give them so much advice. I do answer homework questions time to time. I give a lot of advice about college and school. So we get a lot of younger people sometimes popping in, asking questions like that. Because I taught college for 25 years. So I do get a lot of younger people coming in and out. My age is 67. Well, there you go, man. Ronald's, I'm in both. No, I'm in both. Laughing out loud. And my age is legally 67. It's a nice shirt. Thank you. Tropical shirt. That's what the guy this weekend who said, hey, you're famous, man. You know, and came up to me, kind of scared me. I thought he was going to attack me for a minute. I was getting ready to, to get my defensive posture. And he's like, no, man, you're famous. You're all over the internet. You always wear tropical shirts and hats. And I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, now that I know that you're not going to try to kill me, or attack me. Blue eyes. I love 67. What's the song? Blue eyes. There's a song about blue eyes, right? Can anybody tell me what it is? The song about blue eyes. Blue eyes. Come on, guys. Blue eyes in the morning. Blue eyes in the evening. Time for you to do math homework. Just says, great. I'm happy that you didn't. You only got a C in math. That's very disappointing. I expect people that come onto this channel to support me, to like, subscribe, share, to make at least a B average in every subject. A B average. And you need to get that math grade up. And you can do it. I'm going to give you the #1 tip for understanding how to be better at math. You want me to tell you how to be a good math student? I'll tell you. Blue eyes. Oh, that's what it is. Blue eyes crying in the... Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that. We got some blue eyes crying in the rain. That's it. I'm two-timing on the laptop and the iPad. There you go. You're right. Just also have a D in history. How in the hell can you have a D in history? Jimmy. All right, let me explain to you how this works. In order to do well in math, you need to understand the language of mathematics. So you need to understand what things mean. You need to understand the definition of terms like an inverse number, a negative number. You need to know what that language is, what the definition of those things mean. Then, what is brackets? What are parentheses? What does it mean when you multiply? You need to know the definition, the meaning of the words, and you'll do excellent in math. Pat says, yeah, that's true. I suck at math. My teacher is kind of, no, of course they are. I bet you're hot for a teacher though, right? Is your teacher hot looking? I never had any pretty teachers, so I don't know. Wow, the Eagle, the Miss Dennis in the house. Good to see you, Dennis. How are you, Dennis? Yeah, we got the whole group in here tonight. Filipina Bai has changed her name once again, is in the house. Because there's a D in dummy. No, professor, he's not a dummy. Young people aren't dummies, they're just not trying hard enough. Because I have a missing assignment and I'm on, well, look, why do you have a missing assignment? Why? That's not acceptable. I bet you don't have a TV program that you missed. I bet you don't have a game that you haven't played that you missed, right? So if you can enjoy everything else in life, then you need to do your homework. You need to turn it all in and do it. I'm just telling you, don't make me call your mama. Hey, Dennis, Big John says, the Baconator from Professor. Dennis is in the house from Pat. History teacher is pretty, woo, there you go. I always like the pie theorem. Yes, there you go, Jimmy. Yeah, we all like the pie and the taco. So because there's an ass in assignment, woohoo! So there you go. But the key is seriously like that. The number one way to pass a class is to always do your homework and to show up. Go to class, do your homework. Number one rule, if you do that, you'll never flunk a class in your life. I promise you. Because I didn't go to school that day, dang, I'm getting roasted by a man. That's right, I'm going to straighten you out. You got to go to school. You got to go to school. If you're sick, you got to make up the homework and turn it in. You can't just say, well, I wasn't in school that day, so therefore I no longer have an obligation to turn the homework in. It doesn't work that way. It's kind of like, does that mean if you didn't eat yesterday that you never get to eat again? You know, shouldn't you eat? You got to eat, right? You got to do your homework. You know? If you have a meeting, you know, come on now. PA Outdoors, my buddy, how are you? Cheers, good to see you. I was watching some of your stuff the other day, by the way, PA. Good to see you, man. We want you to do better in school. Jess, we know you can do it. Focus. Put down the video games. Do all the homework. Okay? You can do it. I expect a report by the end of the semester of all A's. B's at least. You got to be a B student to hang out in this audience. All of these people in the chat are A students, except for Ronald. Everybody here, don't be too cool for school. That's right. You know, don't be too cool for school. Good song, by the way. That's a good reference to our good old days, my friends. Too cool for school. Which band was that? Was that come on, help me out. Was that Van Halen? No, that was Hot for Teacher, right? That says, yes, can't be too cool for school. You can only be too cool for, well, I don't know what you can be too cool for. I've never been too cool for anything. I gotta admit, me not too cool for nothing. My yoga teacher dropped my grade from an A to C because I missed one day. Also, I'm not too cool for so I do my work best I can, but guess my best isn't good enough. Well, it's not. And don't be offended by that, and don't use that as an excuse or a justification, all right? And what I mean by this, sometimes our best isn't good enough. And I'll give you an example. I knew a student back when I was teaching at the college that really wanted to be a doctor, okay? She took Anatomy and Physiology 12 times and still couldn't pass it. And she came in my office asking for advice one day, and I told her, because she's like, well, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, maybe being a doctor's not for you. If your best isn't good enough, then maybe you got to change the way you look at it. Now, in your age, in your school, in your system, what you have to do is go to your teacher and say, look, teacher, I feel like my best isn't good enough to get a good grade in your class. So can you help me become better in this subject so my grades can become better. So you need to go ask for help and say, I recognize my best is not good enough. So what can I do to change to make my best even better? That's what you have to do. And that's on you. All right, behave. Oh, I barely play video games anyway. All right, I believe you. Fountains of Wayne Sands in 2000, so only like 5 or 6 years ago. Oh, all right. That's good. So, PA, what's going on in your world? How are you doing? Are you getting any? I'm going to try to go fishing tomorrow, I think, myself. I think I'm going to go fishing tomorrow if I get a chance, if I feel up to it. We got a lot to do, but I may take you guys fishing tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. Just working a lot. You feeling good these days? Camping? Nice, nice. We are wedding anniversarying this weekend. This weekend's our 11th wedding anniversary. I have 4 A's, and that's good for me. That's half of my, no. All right, I'm going to show you something. All right, I want to show you something. If you're saying 4 A's is half of your classes, so if you make 4 A's out of possible 8 A's, that's 50%. 50% is an F. It means you're flunking, right? That means half. 50% is half. No good. You got to do better. Dennis, AC is the arm candy land. That's right, man. Lorelei was a bunch of her friends this weekend at the hot air balloon ride. We got a bunch of parties coming up, Dennis, where they're all going to be, but then again, it's all going to be the same arm candy, Dennis. So we're having a Halloween party again this year. Christmas party again. We got to go to another party soon. All of that good stuff. Pat, Dennis is saying hello to you. I guess, I don't know why Dennis changed her name again, but I think she came in and said hi and left again, so she's probably live streaming. Brother Dennis in the house. I haven't seen Henry tonight. Just, okay, well, I was proud of myself, but not anymore. Yes. Don't be proud of that. Take it internally and going, hey, I know I can do better. So I'm going to do better. Because 4 A's isn't okay. You can do better. You're smart, right? You can be dedicated to your education. That's all you should focus on now. Not how pretty the teachers are, how cute the other kids are, or any fun. You need to work on the education side of it, because if you do really well in school, you're going to graduate, make boatloads of money, have all the Maseratis and beach houses and video games that you could ever want. But if you only complete 50%, if you're an F average, you're not going to do so good, my friend. So we believe in you. I want you to believe in yourself. You can do it. Pat's giving you encouragement there, Jess. That's right. So we believe in you. We know you can do it. Your mom and dad know you can do it. Your teachers know you can do it. We're just trying to get you to understand and learn that you can do it. So that's the key there. Man, I got to tell you, like I said, we were in downtown Bentonville, Arkansas, the home of Walmart, right? I got to take you guys on a road trip through the new Walmart land. Walmart has probably spent, I don't know, $100 billion. I don't know how much it is. They have redeveloped this little town into something like Makati in the Philippines. It's amazing. I am not focused on teachers or guys or trying school. I actually try, but not everyone sees that. Well, we understand that you try, and we appreciate the fact that you're trying. And I think you should never doubt yourself for trying. I just believe in you. I know that you can do better. And sometimes it's not about trying, it's about understanding why you're struggling. So if there's something your teacher can go, oh, maybe we need to help you this way or that way, that will improve your ability, will make it easier for you to do well in grades. Because sometimes it's not about, because look, if you're trying to do the same thing over, right? And if I keep doing this, thinking that this screwdriver is going to break, and I keep doing this, I'm banging my head. I'm not getting anywhere. So if I truly want to break this screwdriver, instead of banging it on my head, maybe I need to get a saw and cut it in half. It's a different way of accomplishing something. So you may have to reach out for help from your school saying, I'm really trying, I want to do better. So what else can I do differently that will get me where we need to be? Have to see this, brother. I'm focused. I have to see this, brother. Oh, yeah, the Bentonville thing. Yeah, it's crazy, man. My Maserati does 185. I lost my license, and now I don't drive. Dan Fogarty? No. Joe Walsh. Once you know your weakness, you can focus on your strengths. That's right. And that's kind of what we're saying. If you identify what you're weak in, then you know what to work on. So if you're really, really good at subtractions and multiplications, then you don't need to spend a lot of time on that. You can work on your division or, whatever it may be. So you identify your weaknesses and your strengths, and you focus on your weaknesses to improve it. And if you don't know how to do it, somebody else may go, hey, did you know this? And you go, oh, wow, I didn't know that. So if I do this and this and this, it makes it made better, right? That's what we're telling you to do. Reach out for help. Life has been good to me so far. Joe Walsh, love that song. Van Halen. Good music. Is there any good music out in today's world that you guys know of? But, all right, where did he go? Jess, we'll be nice. We won't pick on you anymore about school. You probably get a lot of lectures at home, so we'll try to not to lecture you anymore about school. I'm stuck about Hoffer teachers. No, man, Hoffer teachers, when I went to school, I didn't have any hot teachers either in high school. I gotta admit, all of my teachers were ugly. I don't know about today's world, but in my world back in the day, all the teachers were ugly. The Bodines is a good music group. Okay, never heard of them. Yeah, we didn't have any, and I gotta admit, there was very few college professors that I worked with that were good looking too. And most of our college professors, to be honest, are ugly. Maybe just one or two decent looking. But most of the college professors that I worked with are ugly too. So maybe, what's weird is all the female teachers, doing inappropriate activities with the male students. There's like an epidemic of female teachers, with young students. And I don't understand that. I gotta admit, that's a concept I don't understand. Being ugly was a prerequisite to being a female teacher, but I agree with that, man. We had some ugly teachers. I mean, we had some mean teachers. Teachers were mean back in the day, weren't they? Teachers, but I think teachers are crazy today. Look, I would not want to teach, and I would not want to be a teacher in public schools today at all. I think our public school system is screwed the pooch. I think we are way, way off base. I am one of these people that believe politics does not belong in education. I think there's so many teachers that are running their own ideology their own views versus teaching the subject matter. They need to teach the subject matter, not their own personal beliefs and views. I had a hot female teacher back in the day, some ugly ones too, Pat says. So I think that is our biggest problem in the world right now. We have too many teachers, and I think this is way the last 20 years. We have too many teachers that aren't focused on subject matter, which is what they need to be, because we need the students to be smart and capable. But what they're really focused on is their own ideology about religion or anti-religion, transgenderism, all of this other bullshit that they try to influence these young people. And I believe every teacher, and I don't know how it is in modern day contracts, should say, they should sign a contract that they're not going to bring their personal beliefs into any subject. Science, math, history, doesn't matter. Sociology, it doesn't matter. And if they do, they should be terminated immediately. Yeah, I agree. And look, you know, when I was still teaching college, what I didn't like was our college administration was really worried about making students mad, about upsetting the apple cart, about being challenged. So there was teachers who would have a student throw a fit about getting bad grades. Or they would say, oh, the teacher's not good to me because, you know, I didn't turn my assignment on time and they wouldn't let me turn it in late. So they would run to the dean or the president of the college and bitch and complain. The deans would all come down to the teachers and go, look, just let them pass. It's okay. You know, it got to the point that they wanted us to round up all the grades to make it easier for the students to pass. I never understood it. Yeah, and PA, those teachers should be terminated. That's a political point of view. It's asinine. It's a desecration of the American flag. They should be terminated. They should. And all federal funding, if they're not terminated, federal funding should be eliminated from colleges and universities. Because, and to be honest, there's a lot of colleges and universities, as we know, they don't need the money. They got money out their butt. They don't need us giving them money anymore. Yep, if you pass, you get your funding. I know, it's right. The higher the pass rate or graduation rate is, the more money that trickles into the school, without question. If you're really tough academically and students don't graduate, funding gets cut off. And now you're looked at as a bad school. Why is your graduation rate low? Well, because I'm making them learn something. But if it's not to a certain percentage, then your funding gets dismissed. You're right. Kind of crazy, right? So I'm kind of glad I'm not around that anymore. But, you know, it is what it is. But that's just kind of what I saw in my last days teaching. We're headed to the retail business demographic. Yeah, and this is why I advocate now and have forever trade schools. I think the military and trade schools are the way young people ought to go. I wouldn't have a problem if military service was mandated, to be honest. Not the draft, but a mandated service in the military. John says the one horse town from which North Dakota has 33 Philippine school teachers, and they don't rock the boat. Yeah. And I know some of that personally because, you know, we have friends that are here teaching. And Lorelei's sister is a teacher in Chicago. So the OFW, that's right. And here's what the sad thing, or the good thing, I don't know if it's sad or good or not. But you're right. The Filipino workers, school teachers, will not challenge the administration. They won't do it. They're good teachers, but they know they can't challenge the administration. If they do, the contract will not be renewed and they'll be sent home. They know this. So they don't rock the boat. They won't stand up. I also know, like in big cities like Chicago, once again this summer, they laid off another 20% of their teachers or their school employees, and they brought in more Filipinos to teach because they're cheaper and they won't rock the boat. Yeah, don't bite that, right, and they won't. Filipinos are smart enough to go, I need the money, I'm not saying shit. If you want me to pass all these little monsters and pretend that they did good, I will do it. Which is worse, I guess? Is it worse to pass the little monsters that don't earn the grade? Is that teacher bad and worse than the teacher that tries to tell them, hey, it's okay to be transgender at 5 years old or 8 years old or 10 years old? Hey, you should hate anybody who doesn't think like I think. You should worship the rainbow flag, or you should worship or hate gay people, whatever it may be. So which teacher is worse? The ones that will do what the administration wants and passes the kids, or the ones that will brainwash the kids and the administration doesn't have the balls to stop them? I don't know which is worse, to be honest. I think it's both horrible, but I don't know which is worse. I really don't. I guess if I had to choose one, I would choose the one who's doing the ideology crap. I don't know. I don't think we should manipulate children. It's one thing, I guess, to say, well, you made a D in the class, but you're close enough to a C that I'll give you a C. Versus, hey, you need to come and be transgender. Oh, no, you really want to be a girl. I know you're a boy, but don't you really want to be a girl? Because it's really popular now to be transgender. It's really popular to say we, I, us, whatever I don't know what they are. So brainwashing is inexcusable. Just pushing them through sucks it right. And that's a good way to sum that up. Brainwashing or pushing them through. I think the brainwashing is worse because, and I've talked about this over the years, to be honest, we are now starting to see people that are in their late 20s and early 30s starting to, they're, and I've been saying this is going to happen, but they have started to come out and go, I screwed up. I should have never took hormone or puberty blockers because, it was cool to do at the time. My teachers wanted me to do it. My family said it was okay to be whatever I wanted to be. So they put me on these puberty blockers. My gay wives, my gay moms, or my gay dads said, no, you should go on this because you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. Well, wait a minute. I'm 10 years old. Of course I don't know what the hell I want to be when I grow up. I don't even know what I want for dinner. So, but there's a lot of them that start coming going, this didn't work out the way we thought it was. We were being sold a bill of goods. So late 20s and early 30s are starting to realize how much they've screwed up. PA says, I learned the most out of my stuff after school except for the electrical trade. Yes. Started at school, cemented my learning. Yeah, I agree. The fundamentals. And that's what school needs to be. I do think public school needs to be harder. I think it's too easy. I think we need to be more like, I hate to say it, but I watched a lot of videos about how the Japanese do public schools. And I think the Japanese has a great way. One, the students have to clean up after themselves. They're very respectful. They have to put things away. They have to come dressed appropriately, not wearing pajamas to school. So I think, we could look outside to other parts of the world. And even though I know America's the greatest and we have a big ego, smart people would look out somewhere else and see what's working and going, why can't we adapt some of that to our system? So I do think there are things in other countries that work very well and that we could use in America. Yeah, clean up. Well, we don't in America. The janitors do it, right? But if you see that in Japan, they bust their food, they put it away, they clean up the classrooms. You know, I mean, it's all part of their daily work ethic. And which leads to, as you guys all know, that if you have good work ethics on one thing, if you're really good about policing your environment when you go to the outdoors, then you're going to do it inside. You're going to do it in the garage. You're going to do it everywhere you go. When you go to work, you're going to be a high functioning worker. Yep, I like that. Learn from others' mistakes and implement their wins. I like how you said that. I'm going to have to steal that. I am. I'm going to have to steal that. Implement their wins. I like that. I've never heard it phrased that way, so I'm going to steal that one. That's what I'm going to do. Stolen, yes, I'm going to steal everything from people. That's my job, man. U.S. government takes parents' rights. I agree. Yeah, I agree. The U.S. government shouldn't have a damn thing to do with your parenting rights. And I'm really big on this one. I think the U.S. government needs to back their happy ass off and leave people alone. I think the policing by bullying should go to the wayside. I think social services need to take a big old honking ass backwards. I think people need to take a chill and let people be people. True story. No, it is. I do think there's a need to protect children, but I don't like how the government agencies think they need to tell you, I'm not a parent, to tell you parents what you need to do. I'm really offended, even though I don't have children, to be honest. I'm extremely offended by the concept that somebody who doesn't know you, doesn't know your children, doesn't know your situation or your household, thinks they know what's right for you and that you better do it or I'll put your ass in jail. And that pisses me off. I don't like it. And I don't have kids. We'll never have kids. That's why whoever gives me the $5 million and I buy the $2.5 million house, in 20 years, they can have it back. When Lorelai and I are dead, we have no kids. Nobody's going to inherit anything. They can have it back. And now it'd be worth $10 million. But I'm really big on, look, we got to protect children from abuse. But we need to stay out of people's lives. I've got a bunches of them. Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, the gall of these people to think, hey, you need to do what I think you need to do. You know, we went to the doctor today, and it wasn't my doctor, it was my wife's doctor, just for normal checkup. And she was pissed. My doctor was pissed. I thought it was funny because she was telling Lorelai got her flu shot, whichever. And she wanted Lorelai to get the COVID shot, but apparently the FDA is not recommending it anymore, right? And so therefore, the doctor's office, the system can't give them out. So if you want it, you got to pay for it at the drugstore, right, at Walgreens. You got to pay. It's like $150, she said. And my doctor was telling us about this. Well, with the new administration and their outlook on the COVID situation, you know, they won't allow us, you know, to prescribe it anymore. If you want it, it's a volunteer thing that you got to go get. You know, and she's really pissed about that. And I'm adamantly against it, but I can't do anything about it. So I highly recommend that you go over there and get it. We're not. But I thought it was funny, you know, and I wondered, why was she so mad? I'm just thinking, well, because you're losing money. Because you can't prescribe it anymore, which means you can't bill my insurance for it, and your revenue goes down. You know, if somebody wants it, they can go get it. If they don't want it, they don't have to get it. Glad you never had it? Yeah, but you know what I mean? I thought it was just interesting. You could tell that she was really not happy that the FDA is not pushing it so that they could bill us or bill our insurance and get it. You know, it's just interesting. I could see the anger in her, you know. Freedom, it's a hell of a thing, isn't it? You know, it's a good way to put it. I think you're right about that. Freedom is not free. And as much as we all love the United States is a bitch to live in. I tell people, foreigners, all the time, yes, it's a great place to live. Absolutely. You can conquer the world if you have the fortitude, the tenacity, the ability, the knowledge. In America, you can accomplish anything. But you're going to work your ass off. It's not free. At any given time, the government will step in and kick your ass. You know, they'll come in and say, no, wait a minute. No, sorry, we've changed our minds. You know, there's somebody who's going to try to force you to do something here. So freedom is not free. Freedom is not cheap. You know, it is not. The whole big thing about us all having to pay taxes on houses and land that we already own to the government is bullshit. The fact that I got to pay taxes on property that I own, that I already paid for, is wrong. Absolutely wrong. Nobody should have to pay taxes on something they already own and pay taxes on. That's one of the things that truly gets me upset. Because I see, and I saw my grandparents went through this years and years ago. They owned their property outright, but every year they still had to pay $2,000 or $3,000 a year in taxes. Wrong. Professors, freedom is not free because there is no freedom like in the Matrix. There is no spoon. What about the pill? Do you take the blue pill, or was it the blue pill or the red pill? Which pill do you take? Bud says we don't own the property, which is bullshit. That one really makes me mad. The more I look into it, the more I hear about Florida and what they're trying to do and other places, the madder I get about this situation and seeing the damage that causes old people, people on disability, me, you know, the hardship. It's so wrong. That's something that needs to be fixed. Yeah, Big John says people move to the Philippines to feel more free. Yeah. It's a different type of freedom, but it's limited in itself. Because you got to go back to ask yourself, what type of freedom are you looking for? So the Philippines may be the right type of freedom for you, but it may not. Maybe Mexico is. Honduras, Thailand. So you got to figure out what free. I was telling somebody this weekend who called me, wanting some advice about living in Vietnam. And so I was talking to him, I said, you got to figure out what freedom what are you really looking for? What does it mean for you? Bud says, because if you don't pay for 7 years, they take it away. Take your home and everything. I know. Bud, it's absolutely batshit crazy. Yeah, I still bitch about registering my truck. I agree. And it should be one and done. I've traveled a lot and it's still stay. I agree, man. No, I would agree. I think you got to figure out what you want out of life. And I was telling this guy this weekend that I met, you know, he's like, man, I would really like to call you and talk to you about Vietnam. And I'm like, well, I'm not an expert in Vietnam, but I do. A lot of people consider me an expert about being an expat and moving around and foreign bullshit. So I said, yeah, I'll tell you, you know, and I had this conversation with them. I said, you know, you got to really boil it down to what do you want? Are you needing good medical? Are you wanting the freedom to do things? Are you just going to sit around and be a drunk in the Philippines? If you're an alcoholic in the Philippines, the Philippines is a great place for you. If you have no ambition other than sit on your ass and drink, a lot of these countries are great for you. But if you have more ambition, if you're a higher level thinker, if you like to move, groove, and do things, then some of these countries may not work for you. You got to go other ones that will. So, PA says, professor, sorry. The red and the blue pills are two hemispheres of the brain. You know, I got to admit, Ronald, and I'm going to admit, and maybe you guys are going to really laugh at me, I never watched The Matrix. I never saw any of that. I'm sorry, I know you guys are probably going to think, I'm a drug dealer from Cancun, or I eat cuckoo clocks for a living. But I never, ever, ever, ever watched The Matrix, or any of the other movies associated with her. Never have, to be honest. Random Expat says XD. I take half of the yellow pill. It really works. I take a lot of yellow pills too, and I'm happy to have the yellow pill. I never watched it either. It's good. So I'm not the only cuckoo clock eater in the world, right? Never saw it, to be honest. You know, I know how pathetic I am, but freedom is tough. What is your free? It's kind of like being wealthy. Being wealthy. What is being rich to you? You know, my ideology of being rich is being 100% debt free and having enough money that I didn't have to worry about the things that we like to do. You know, travel some, go eat out, have a good time. Being rich, that's what that means to me. So what does your freedom mean to you? Or you being, you know what I mean? You got to decide that. I never watched it either. Oh, I want to see the version where he takes the blue pill and just go to shit. That was a waste of time. Oh, that would be, you know, I mean, that's funny. You got to admit, Keanu Reeves is one badass actor. And I've watched every one of the killing ones that he does. What John Wick? If you want to watch a good movie series, watch John Wick. You know, for a kill movie, I love John Wick. Love the car in it. You know, I like how well he's good at killing people. John Wick series is we've seen them all in the theater. Fantastic. We love the John Wick. You know, it's so cool about killing people. You know, it's like, chill, man. So, oh my God. Oh man. The shit we get into. I got somebody sending me a message right now saying, see what they want. But I do, and I told this guy this weekend, and we're going to talk a whole lot more because he has a lot more questions about things, about him and his wife. Because him and his wife his wife is half Korean. So they're trying to figure out where they're going to relocate to. And so I asked him, I said, what, does your wife speak Korean? He's like, no, she's only been there on vacation. She was born. I'm like, well, then maybe Korea. He's like, no, I don't think we like Korea. And I'm like, okay, well, that helps, you know. To know that what you don't like helps. And if she can't speak, you know, she's 100% American. She's a banana. I said, so what you're telling me is your wife's a banana? He's like, a banana? And I said, yeah, she's yellow on the outside, white on the inside. He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, you know. And so she's Korean looking, but she's full-blown American, he says. So I said, well, I don't think Korea will be the place for you then. So what is your happiness? Random expat, PA, professor. We know what professor is. Big John. That's what we got to figure out. What is our happiness? What is our retirement? What is our whatever it is? So that's what I encourage you guys to do. All right, my friends. I think it's time for me to wind this down. We've been on for the 2 hours. So, Pat, good to see you. PA, good to see you. Appreciate you coming back around. Random expat, it's always good to have you. I've worked with a Filipino that said he was a coconut brown. Oh my God. I haven't heard that one. A coconut versus banana. My plan is work only 4 hours a week for 4 days. There you go. Whoop, whoop. Professor says. My plan is, I don't know if I have a plan. My plan is, I guess, to make my wife happy, which is stressful. My plan is very stressful. Is to try to make my wife happy. Man, I feel like I'm working overtime on that one. We got honeymoon, what do you call it? Wedding anniversary coming up this weekend. Parties all winter. Her birthday, she wants to go to Europe. My God, no wonder I'm broke. I tell people all the time, I was wealthy, then I got married, and now I'm broke. But it's all right. So, Ronald, good to see y'all. Everybody say goodnight to each other. We're going to get off of here for the night. Get some rest. You're getting married next month? Really? Congratulations. Are we invited to the wedding? Come on, man, give us an invite. We'll show up. Cheers, BA says. Congratulations on that. Everybody say night, everybody. Appreciate all everybody coming in. Thank you all for the thumbs up. If you didn't give one on your way out, subscribe, like, share. Go out there and ask Mr. Beast for that $5 million for me. I'm giving out a $1 finder's fee for the $5 million donation. Whoever brings me the $5 million, I'm offering a $1 finder's fee. Just want to throw that out there. See you, Ronald. Good, appreciate all of you. Pat, and everybody. We'll see you guys later in the week. Enjoy. Hope you guys have a great day. If you need anything from us, you just let me know. Take care. And see you guys